Wah, 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 wah. Hello, hello. It is currently 9:26 p.m. February 3rd, 2026. You know, I kind of glossed over it, but it's crazy that I've been able to consistently do this for a month now. I like that consistency. That is very loud, and I cannot sleep because there are too many mobs. Can I sleep here? Nope. Can I sleep up there? Whoops. I forgot how much mobs this thing actually spawns. Again, this is only 2 layers so far. I'm planning to build 2 more layers today, and then tomorrow, maybe I do layer 2 and roof. No, 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 no. Come on, man. It's fine. All the guys will despawn. Frick, I can't sleep there. I should have just dropped down actually and slept at the bottom area. That's probably the better thing I could have done because that would have despawned everything. Anyways, it's fine. I can just take the portal back. It won't be that long. This just sucks. I probably should have slept first, so when I got there, it was morning. Huh. Nah, I'll be fine. I should be fine. Hi, cow. I forgot that there's a cow in here. Hold on, let me turn off the podcast that I'm listening to right now because I can't hear it and I can't hear myself. I'm very overstimulated right now. I just came off of like a fucking 30-minute reel, a 30-minute reel doom scroll, and I was like, what am I doing? And I might as well just play Minecraft because I need to tell myself to stop doom scrolling. I actually have to stop doom scrolling. It's getting pretty bad. Well, not pretty. It's still manageable, but I feel like I should stop. And it's funny because I'm gonna stop doom scrolling. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna freaking read trash manhwa and watch YouTube shorts instead, which isn't much better in my opinion. It's probably not much better to to watch YouTube shorts and play Minecraft and scroll like that. Oh, I hear all the death up there. Oh, I hear all the death. Kill everything. Perfect. Put these guys in here. Why are there guys still dropping? Oh yeah, because the second platform. They're probably planning on the second platform. It's fine. I'll just head up there and then start working on it again. Again, it's crazy that that's the efficiency of just 2 platforms. Oh my gosh! Can you not? Can you not? I fell off. I fell off and my game started lagging. Oh my lord! Oh my glorp! Oh my freaking glorp, man! I fell off and my game started lagging, so I couldn't. What a wonderful start to the day. It's fine. It is okay because that means that the farm is working efficiently. It's just that I'm getting fucked over because of the mob spawns. But it's fine. I should be fine once I'm actually up there. Um, Today was a pretty silly day. I only had 1 class today. Nothing much happened either. Actually, something really bad happened in class earlier. One of my, two of my, um, two of the people in my class got called out for being annoying in class. Like it was already like there was only like 15 minutes left in class, and then the professor already told them off twice. But they still wouldn't shut the fuck up and kept laughing. And they got told off. It was scary because it's not the first time a professor's gotten mad at us, but it's the first time like a professor genuinely got annoyed and pissed off with one of the people in the class, and they literally told them to leave the room. I don't know if that's normal in most places because, well, to me it's not normal, at least. That's not usually a normal occurrence where I am, because either the professors don't usually care that much, That's a sad thing to say, but it's true. The professors don't really care that much. But earlier they were just like, leave. If you're not gonna pay attention, you're just disturbing the class. Just leave. Like crazy, bro. Maybe I'm just naive and like it does happen more often than I think. It is just crazy. It is kind of like still crazy how that happened. Um. So yeah, that was something that happened. They were seated not too far from me either. They were just like a few chairs away on my right side. And I was doing my best to just pay attention or sit quiet. I wasn't okay, maybe not pay attention, but I wasn't like being loud or annoying. I was just doing stuff on my laptop, like not just like just being quiet on my laptop, even though I wasn't paying attention. They were like, they were like loud giggling. They weren't like laughing out loud, but like you could hear them. Because my professor could hear them and I could hear them, but maybe because I could only hear them because they were close. But you can hear them, and it's like I don't know if it's too radical for them to be thrown out of the room, but also fucking deserve. Uh, a little bit. Honestly, just a little bit of fucking deserve. They have gotten away with so much. One of them at least has gotten away with so much, and you're a fucking adult. You're a fucking adult. It's not that. Why can't you fucking behave? Like, even though we're still technically, I still want to consider myself a kid, and I still consider a lot of my classmates kids because we all kind of are. We're all still kind of just babies. You're also like low key a fucking adult, so act like one. Why are you acting like you're 12 in a classroom in high school? Are 12-year-olds in high school? I mean, technically 12 years old. 12-year-olds be in high school in where I live. Because high school for me starts at 7th grade. But like it's kind of just like fucked, you know. It is kind of like crazy how, because the way we have it, we don't have primary, we don't have kindergarten, primary, middle school or whatever. We just have grade school, then high school. But yeah, it was low-key scary, but at the same time, fucking deserved. Just a very very fucking deserved moment to them where my I'm glad that somebody finally told them, you guys are just being fucking dicks and being extremely annoying. He got really mad. He's not the type of person to get mad like that. He was like, "Oh, excuse my language or whatever. Excuse me or excuse my language, but I'm getting pissed off." And that's it. That's all he said that, and he didn't even swear. He just said, "I'm getting pissed off. Excuse my language, getting pissed off." And like, that's honestly pretty respectful compared to what a lot of other people could say in that situation. Genuinely, what the fuck? You are an adult. Act like one. I don't know. There's a part of me that feels it was too radical, and then there's a part of me that's just like, fucking finally, shut up. I feel bad for one of the other people. I feel bad for the other person who got. Do I? May a little. I feel bad for the other person who got caught up in that as well, because, um. Oh shit. No, it's fine. They were told off by our professor, right? But I feel like they only just got caught. I feel like they only got told off because they were sitting next to this one person, and this one person is my friend. This one person is my close friend. Like genuinely, this one person is my close. Like we have been through shit together, and I've known them for a pretty freaking long time. It's just that sometimes it's like, shut up. You know, sometimes there are people you just want to strangle them. Fucking shut up sometimes. And maybe it's a little mean to say honestly deserved, but I do kind of feel that way. I can't deny that I do kind of feel that way. It's a little fucked, but it is what it is. They brought it upon themselves for not just being able to shut up for a bit. Cause I don't know, like you should just be able to shut up. So my game crashed. So we gotta open that up again. My game and OBS crashed. So, well, fuck me, I guess. That's fine. Um, what was I talking about earlier? Freaking, oh yeah, my classmate being scolded. Honestly, still honestly just a bit of deserved. But like, I don't want to be mean, you know. But honestly, a bit deserved. It is kind of your fault, and you gotta own up to it eventually. I have a lot of people who I feel like are that, who I feel that sentiment towards in my class. Not necessarily any anger towards them, but more just like you're 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 old enough. Yeah, I think that's the weird thing because I feel like this age is a very weird time where people are kind of like old. Oh my gosh, wait, hold on. I can't alt tab. No, it's working, it's working. It just takes a while to load. I don't know why it does that. I need to get more RAM. I should get more RAM in the future. It's so fucked. I should get more RAM. I'm running on 16 gigabytes of RAM. I need to get 32 eventually. Maybe even just get four 16 sticks and go straight to 64. I feel like jumping straight to 64 is like pretty good. Maybe potentially. Whoop whoop. 1 FPS. I saw that. I saw that I was on 1 FPS for a second. Everything should just load in slowly. There we go. Okay. It's not. It's. Oh. Hello? Yeah, okay, we're good. And then just wait for the music to play. There we go. Um, it's kind of weird how technically I am pretty like I am old, but it's also weird how I still have to like ask permission for things. Like 20, like your early 20s are so weird because you have people who are driving. Some people might be even getting married. Probably not many, but like some people might be getting. At least in my generation, I don't have any friends who are getting married yet. Maybe in like a few years, like 3 or 4 years. But some people are gonna get married. Some people are getting married. Um, some people still need to ask permission to go out. Ask permission from the parents to go outside. That's me. I still have to ask permission because no, they're still like I get it. My mom's just concerned. But it is kind of just a little weird how things are when you're this age. Everything's happening all at once, and you're kind of just adapting. People say like your teenage years are pretty bad, or like learning how to like your puberty is bad and all. But I feel like did I unpause? I did unpause, right? Okay, I have to make sure. Um, something like your oh, I'm out of stone. Your age around this time is really or like the things you can do around this age kind of like kind of weird in a sense that you don't necessarily know what it is you are and aren't allowed to do. It's all dependent on the person. How I lost my train of thought because of the blocks. But yeah, I feel like there's a weird perspective on your early. Oh yeah, puberty. People say puberty is bad, but I feel like trying to make your way and figure out how you are as a functioning human being in your first years of your 20s is also pretty bad because you're just coming off of puberty. Some people have it late, but like you're just coming off of puberty. You know, you have stuff to do, or like you're figuring yourself. You just, especially coming out of the pandemic, right? Maybe you're just figuring yourself out, like testing the waters with things. You're trying to find an identity for yourself. not necessarily identity, but trying to solidify the identity you've built for yourself, while also trying to maintain your circles of friends and family and relationships, while also trying to progress your education or your career or both at the same time. And just it's stressful. And I feel like that's just your 20s in a nutshell. I feel like you can't. That's just something everyone has to go through. Maybe not everyone. Some people are probably more well adjusted than other people, but a good majority of the people I've talked to have qualms about being 20 and how weird it is to be 20 years old and or in your 20s. I should say. I think that's a better term. Being in your 20s. And I can't say much. I can't say much, only talking from personal experience and experience of other people who are older than me. I will admit that they are older than me. And I'm just relaying what they said. But I do I like thinking about it from an outward perspective. It's something, all right. I don't know what word to put on it, but it is something. How different everyone is around this time. I wonder how people felt losing their early 20s to the pandemic, because I lost teen years during that time. Not necessarily. I guess that's another weird perspective that you could take, like how it affects you when you're older going through something like the pandemic, because I feel like now I've definitely solidified a lot of more of my relationships. I've definitely solidified a lot more of the people who I want to keep in my life and people who I'm fine letting go of, and like not necessarily letting go of, but like I'm fine with just not communicating with as much anymore. I wonder how you deal with that, being cut off from the world and cut off from those people. Because I have friends, and pandemic hit us all differently. But I have friends, and we all handled it differently. And I think one of the main reasons why because I have friends, and I have IRLs and online friends. I'm still friends with a bunch of my friends from high school, and we all kind of handled it differently. But I feel like that I don't see me not hanging out with my friends super often as a problem, because to me, my friends from high school and my online friends were chill enough to know that our friendship will be able to survive, or like we don't have to be able, it's not a requirement for us to meet up just to be able to enjoy the company of one another. It's already enough to just be sitting in a Discord call talking or playing games or whatever. Because to us, that's what majority of our friendship was built upon. Because for my online friends, I've never met them, and for a good chunk of my IRLs, I met them for 2 years because I met them for 2 years because I was in my second year of high school. I was in 8th grade when when pandemic happened, and then the pandemic happened for 3 years. So to me, I find it kind of weird how it's never been a big deal that I can't hang out with my friends super often, because this isn't the first year, but like pandemic happened for 3 years. I've known my friends for 2 years, meaning there was a period in time where I was friends with where my friends and I had more interaction with them online than I did with them in real life, because it's easier that way. So I guess that's just a different thing, because I don't feel that same sense of security with all my friends IRL for now. All my friends from college and like college, I like calling it uni because it sounds fancier, but like all my friends from college, right? Only one of them I can then say my friendship extends outside of school. Oh no, maybe two of them. Because not necessarily that our friendships are transactional or anything, but it's just like that sense of security I have with my friends from high school and my online friends who I know that we can our friendship can last. Even when we're not friends, even if we're not consistently talking, because I didn't talk to all my online friends every day. There were days where I just went completely radio silent and then just didn't talk to anyone. But I think the prospect that you can have that kind of relationship with people and not necessarily require them to be you don't need them every single day of your life, or you don't need to see them to know how you're. I don't know how to word this, but there's just this sense of security and friendship where knowing that, hey, I don't need this. Our level of friendship can survive even if we're just doing this. I don't want to say bare minimum because that sounds wrong. It's like low maintenance also sounds wrong. It's like, hey, we can go without talking for like months or like not maybe not months. We can go without talking for weeks, but I still vibe with you whenever we do meet up or whenever we do call or whenever we do play games or whatever. And it's that I just and that's kind of it is a little surreal to me how my friendships have evolved depending on what phase of my life they happened in. I know that's a pretty normal thing to feel. It's just in the moment it does feel kind of surreal how you put it or how you when you realize it. Even outside of uni, I only have maybe like one friend who I consistently talk to. And in uni, just considering university friends, it's just two of them that I consistently talk to, both in and out of both in and out of school. Other than that, I don't think there's many people who I would consider as close of friends as I do my high school friends, or like the same way, the same level or way that I do with them. Other than those three people, and one of them, honestly, I only talk to them because we play a game together, or we consistently play and appreciate a game together, and our friendship is built on that game. And I appreciate that because I mean, most of my friends, I feel like a good majority of my bonding with friends during the pandemic was playing Valorant and Overwatch with them. That was crazy. I love that era. Hopping on after class, playing Valorant. That was fun. That was really fun. One of them, or that's one of my friends, and then the other one I just spam reels to. It's really two of them. And then the other one I spam reels to, and then the other one I also spam reels to, and then we have deep conversations every now and then. But it's like it's hard to explain the way I view friendships nowadays because I do appreciate it, but at the same time the level of closeness is not it just isn't the same, and I don't think it will ever be the same as it was, considering how easy it is to actually make friends when you're in high school. You never consider that, but I feel like it's so easy to make friends in high school that you don't realize that it is easy to make friends at that point of your life until you're not there anymore. I saw this one reel. It was like, you better. I don't agree with this, but like, it was saying, hey, if you're trying to find a girlfriend or a boyfriend, find it soon because no one tells you how difficult it is to meet people when you're older. Like you don't have a consistent way to meet people. You don't have a consistent way to have like bond with friends. You don't have like all you have is maybe all you have is maybe work and dating apps. Because I realize like it's something you don't think about, but whenever it hits you, you're just like, oh shit, yeah, that's true. That is true that when I do get older or when I graduate, I won't have a support system. I won't have new people coming into my life as often as maybe I will, Maybe I won't. Who knows? But like, I'm not banking on the fact that I'll be able to meet new people as consistently as I do now. Because I just met 50 people in my class, and that's a good chunk of people, right? It's just weird to think about that social stem or that social connection just being cut off when you get older. It's like, and humans aren't supposed to be inherently social beings, but it is kind of surreal how maybe in a few years I might just be stuck with the same people for the rest of my life, not talking to anyone new anymore. Oh well, that's kind of dumb. Probably not, right? But there is a good chance. Oh, there is a good chance that that happens. There is a good chance that I don't find or I'm not able to connect with people the same way I used to, and that's probably completely normal. It is actually completely normal. It's just weird to think about that in a few years that's gonna happen to me as well. Like, whoa. Um, I don't know. Friendship is kind of weird when you're in your 20s. How do you make friends as a working adult? Like, aside from work, right? How would you make friends as a working adult? What do you do? Because I can't wrap my head around how you would even begin to. Oh, oops. I can't wrap my. Why is this one not correct? Was it facing the wrong way? Okay, it was facing the wrong way. Huh, how did that happen? It is kind of weird how friendship is now. That's all I can. I'll give it. I feel like I'm just repeating myself over and over again. It just is. It just is, okay. It's hard to explain. But it is definitely different as you get older. As it should be, because everyone, when you're a kid, I feel like it's so easy to make friends. You just gravitate towards the people around you, and then you gravitate to other children, and you guys just like, hey, want to be friends? Yeah, it's so pure, so easy. When you're all kind of just experiencing things in life for the first time, like learning about things, or like you're basically building yourself up. You're building your personalities with each other. You can start adopting things from each other and everything like that. But when you're older, you already have a personality. You already have your beliefs and ideals and views, and that clashes with other people that you meet, and you have to compromise with them. Or you either share the same ideal and view, or you have to compromise with them. And it's like you don't have the luxury of being able to just connect with anyone on a fundamental scale as human beings as you do when you're a kid. Because as a kid, all you care about is like, I mean, yeah, I guess you care about interests, but like when you're that young, you're not really thinking about what their world, what the other kids' worldview on politics are, how they were raised by their parents. All you're thinking about, like, oh, they're fun to be around. I want to be friends with them. Or, oh, they like the same thing I like. I want to be friends with them. Maybe I'm overthinking things. Because that's how I want to be friends. Like, oh, they like the things I like. I want to be friends with them. That's how I made friends with a good majority of my friends now. But a lot of that I can't even say. I can't even say that for everyone, because a good chunk of the people who I connect to because of our emotional connection. I don't just. It's not like everyone. I don't. It's not like I share interests. I share some form of interest with all of my friends. Heck, one of the closest people I know, I don't think we don't have. Not that we don't have anything in common, but we have very little in common. But they're very dear to me, and they're really close to me, mainly because we share an emotional connection, and then they are a very emotionally mature and intelligent person that I can just talk to about things, and our friendship is based on that, how we talk, how we make each other feel, and like it's not about it's not about anything, like it's how do I put this? It's not about how how much we are interested in the thing the other like. It's more about like being curious about the other person to know more about them. That's the way my friendships have been recently. Yeah, we build on it with connect. We build on it on interest first, but the connection, I think, definitely no longer comes from just, hey, we like the same thing, let's be friends. It's, hey, we like the same thing. Oh, I think you're cool and I like talking to you. I feel like that's the big thing for me nowadays for why I choose to be friends with people. If I vibe, connect with them, and I like talking to them. I'm not the biggest extrovert. In fact, I'm an introvert at heart. I'm very, very sad. I literally have a video titled. I have a video titled, freaking. I am not built for I'm not built for public speaking, or I'm not built for socializing, or whatever. I forgot what it's called. But I am a crazy introvert. But that doesn't mean I don't like talking to the people who I like in my life. My friends, I yapping with them. One of my favorite experiences is coming to school early, seeing a close friend of mine in the classroom, or like having them walk in, and then we just sit there and talk while waiting for the professor, while no one else is in the room. It's just the two of us. And it's like, there's something so pure about that feeling of being able to talk with someone on that emotional level in private. And I value that a lot. I value being able to talk to people a lot. That's probably one of my favorite parts of friendship nowadays, is just talking. I, as a kid, even now, I still get annoyed. Okay, as a kid, I would get annoyed when I would go out with my mom, and then she come with my mom. She would bring me to dinner with her friends, and then they would talk and talk and talk, and I would just be like, "Can we go home already? Can we go home already?" As an annoying little kid, I did that. But I feel like now, even though sometimes I do get annoyed when they talk too long, or when it's already really late and I just want to go to sleep, but I don't. One, I don't pester it because I'm not a fucking child anymore. But I think more specifically, it's like, I get that. I get that feeling of just talking with your friends late into the night. Cause um despite how tired I would be, or despite how tired I am, I do like being able to do that with people. And I understand how my mom must feel the exact same way. My mom must feel the same way. Oh, these are high school friends. These are people who she's been with for an extremely, extremely long time and played a giant part of her life. Of course she wants to talk to them. Of course she wants to debrief with them. Of course she wants to just spend time with them, because I do too. I do too. I would do the same thing if it were also my friends. If I would do the same thing if it was also my if I could also just sit there and talk with people for hours and hours on end, just talking and like debriefing and whatever, because it's fun. It's unironically so fun to just sit and talk. And like, I told one of my other I don't know if it's just me, right? But I've told many people about this, and they agree. But one of my friends, okay, maybe of course it's not just me if told many people about this, but they agree. But one of my friends, they said I told them about, like, you know, I feel like I told them, like, hey, while we were having, like, I don't remember what exactly we're talking about. I remember telling them, uh I feel like my favorite kind of hangouts nowadays are just when me and like meeting up at a coffee shop and then talking for a few hours. And then he said, "Oh, that's just so sad." And it's like, why? Do you not like just talking without each other? And I think that's, I think that's what separates me and that other person. To me, I value the human connection. To them, they value the experience of being with other people. And I think that both are valid, but I don't need to be doing something special with someone for me to feel happy, or for them, or for me to feel happy. I just want to be with the other person and talk with them, and then just be in their presence. To them, being with another person enhances the experience that they're having. Sure, it's happy. It's sure it would be fun to do it alone, but it would be fun to do it with another person. It would be even funner to do it with another person. Right? that's the way they think. To me, it's I don't care what we're doing as long as we're together. It's fun. However, I don't always want to be around people. At the end of the day, I'm still extremely introverted, and I think I would die if I would have to socialize with with a lot of people every day. I talk with my friends every day, but very select few. I have a couple people in my life who, if I don't talk to them for a day, something feels wrong, and I appreciate that feeling because it means that they're such a big part of my life now that I associate them with the day, and if they're not part of my day, it doesn't feel right. I think that's really cute. Personally, I think that's cute because that means that it's just they're a big part of my life. And relating this back to the whole like being a kid thing, I don't think I've ever had that. I didn't have that feeling as a kid. Because to me, as a kid, I only like talking to my friends who I had the same interests with. Because we would talk about our interests. And it wasn't to like it wasn't to like well, around end of grade school, I already started like having friends that weren't just based on whatever interest was, and it wasn't transactional, or it wasn't just built off of I like the same thing. Let's be happy. Let's be friends. But it definitely was the pandemic for me. I was just like, oh, we don't need to like the same things. I just vibe with you, and that's the word. When you just click and vibe with someone, despite not, it's just I feel like it's a bonus if you like the same things. There's this thing I saw from a person who was talking about a streamer, and they were like, I originally came to watch you because of the game you were playing, but I stayed around because I like you as a person and your personality. And I feel like that's how I view friendship. Maybe younger me, but like I feel like that's a good way. That's like a nice way to say how I view it nowadays as well. It's like, hey, maybe we connected just because of this thing, but I think I appreciate more the person themselves. Well, of course you do, but it's weird. It's hard to put into words. I just really, the best way I can explain it is like it doesn't matter what I'm doing with them. As long as I'm with those people, it's chill and sappy. I could be scrolling real. We could all just be in one living room or in a coffee shop scrolling reels, and I feel like that would be enough to make me just happy. Because I don't need any grand things with the people that I want to spend my time with. I just want to spend my time with those people. It doesn't have to be. We don't have to be doing anything. Just talking is enough. Talking is doing. No, actually, even doing nothing is enough. Just existing in the same. I can't say this for everyone, but I feel like existing in the same place as as with my comfort people is enough for me. One of my friends taught me about this thing called parallel play. It's come up in conversation before, and I've realized it. Or like, ever since they've taught me about it, I've been realizing it more and more, and it's been popping up on my YouTube feed as well. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. I don't know if that's because of like recency bias or whatever, but like it comes up in conversation. And it's basically how children, and sometimes even adults too, you don't they play with each other, right? But they don't. Sometimes most kids don't even play. They aren't playing with each other as in like they're interacting. They're just playing next to each other, and they're happy like that. And I can see that for myself. And like, I don't need to be doing the same thing you are. We don't even need to be doing anything. If we're existing in the same room with each other, one of us could be scrolling reels, the other person could be crocheting, and I feel like that's just comforting to me in general. We don't have to do anything. I have this one friend, and then they asked me, how long do you think we could go just silent doing nothing? And I said, realistically, 15 minutes, because I would probably shut up, because I would probably like start talking to you, because I'm a bit of a yapper. I'm a yapper to my friends, but I'm quiet publicly. But if we're saying like quiet or silent, as in maybe soft conversations here and there, a little bit of chit chatting here and there, like, oh hey, look at this, oh blah 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 blah. But majority of it is silence. If it's like, I think me and that person could spend a whole afternoon just being quiet with each other. That's how much I value their presence, and I don't, that's making me realize there doesn't need to be anything done. I just need to be with the other person. I just want to be with the other person, I should say. Not need. I just willingly want to be with the other person. That's why I appreciate it so much. It doesn't matter what we're doing as long as the other person is there. And that's how I view it. That's how I feel like that's how. And thank you for coming for my TED talk on friendships when you're 20. That's a good. I'm naming the word friendships when you're 20. I like that. But yeah, just almost done with the mob farm. It's cool. Anyways, that's friends. Bye bye. I'm gonna go think now because I just talked a lot. And it's also like 10, 11 p.m. and I have to do stuff as well. But yeah. Bye bye.